Shalom. Before we get started, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Harakakadash. Double honors to my old apostles, great millstone, rule and teach well, and honors and salutations to the Akim of great millstone, push this truth throughout the four corners in these last days. Shalom. All right. In this sit down, going over the Lazarus plague. All right. And it been showing up in the news. It's not going to show up on mainstream media. Of course not. All right. Which the small heads, the so-called Jewish, they control the media. All right. Which they're known as Amalek according to the Bible. Okay. But they control the mainstream media. All right. And they're Edomites at the end of the day. Esau, Edom. The so-called white people. All right. No matter where you're at in the earth. And I'm going to say this, it's not about skin color. All right, it's about the seed of your forefather. It's about your lineage, your genealogy. Who you go back to. All right. Let me see some. All right. You can look it up for yourself. Because like when I play the video, it be acting up. So type in Lazarus plague in the news. All right. And you can also see it on TikTok. But the news channel is one of the news channels you can see it from is KOB4 News. All right. But that it backs up the scriptures at the end of the day. This is a pestilence. All right. Whether it's being created in the lab or not, we understand the Lord uses the wicked for the day of evil. Okay? And go back. Slocky, let me go back on here. Alright? Yeah. So the KOB.com, and this was published. You can read up on it. This was published on December 8th. Alright, a couple days ago. And they speak on the Lazarus plague, all right? And it's known to people. People that was once dead and shit like that. They come back to life in a zombified state. All right. All right, and this is being reported in different parts of the earth that this is happening. Let me get that precept I just quoted. I'm gonna come back to that. Bear with me. Should pop up. There you go. Proverbs 16:4. The Lord Yahweh hath made all things for himself. Yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. Right. And who's the wicked? Esau Edom, the so-called white man. The border of wickedness. He's the one coming out with these different pestilences. He's the one that's going to bring about, this zombie apocalypse. All right. But we understand the spiritual aspect of it. We understand the Lord is working through Esau, the so-called white man, causing him to come up with these different diseases and viruses and whatnot. So this devil, the so-called white man, he has nothing good for you people. All right, he's about to start that chaos, and he's gonna bring order through that chaos. All right, that's his plan. That's his agenda. All right, that's his global reset that he's trying to accomplish. All right. Got these elites, all right, in the trick bag. Okay. We're gonna read this right quick. 2 Ezra 6:23, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid, and at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. Yeah, because when you get into the scriptures, it's prophecies that gotta happen. All right, and that shows you what time you living in. All right, all right, that show you what seal you're living in. All right, so it says, and at the end shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. And whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape and see my salvation in the end of your world. All right, because we're at the end of the world. All right, and that the end of the world represents the end of an era, a rulership. All right, so we understand the Lord is about to make his great return. Okay, we're gonna go chapter 2:30. Here you go. It's 2nd Ezra 2:34. And therefore I say unto you, O ye heathen, that hear and understand, look for your shepherd, and he shall give you everlasting rest. Right, and these heathens, the Israelite foreigners, returning back, and that's the same as Isaiah 14:1. All right, these heathens are Israelite foreigners. All right, Israelites in a heathenistic state of mind. All right, keeping the cultures of these heathens in other nations and not keeping the law, statutes, commandments. All right, so it says, he shall give you everlasting rest, and that shepherd is Yahweh Shah. For he is nigh at hand that shall come in the end of the world. All right, so these scriptures, but these prophecies, such as this zombie apocalypse, it has to come to pass. All right, but before the great day of the Lord. All right, before the Lord make his great return. All right, and before those nuclear missiles hit Babylon the Great America. All right, and then one of those major prophecies we're waiting on is the mandate of the RFID chip, the mark of the beast. All right, once that is fully enforced, with draconian laws. All right, shoot, bam, we at the end of this devil kingdom at that point. Because the Lord is not going to allow him to to chip up the elect. All right, so that's why the Lord shortened those days. The Lord shortened the days for the hopeful elect. All right, so they can be saved. All right, because like any second longer, this devil achieve, his new world order. All right, that'll make the Lord a liar, because the Lord said he would not allow this devil to achieve, his new world order. All right, so his boundaries that Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, he can't pass. All right. Let me get these other precepts. I'm gonna have to close out soon. I'm gonna get like one more. All right, I'm gonna close out with this one. This 2nd Ezra 15:49. I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence, to waste thy houses with destruction and death. All right. And who's doing this? The Lord is doing it. The Lord controls all things. And the Lord is a balanced power. All right. The Lord is not all good. All right. The Lord said he created evil and good. All right. So with that, I want to end it off and give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Harakakadash. Double honors to my elder apostles, great millstone, rule and teach well. And honors and salutations to the Akim, great millstone, pushing his truth throughout the four corners in these last days. Shalom.